Hello everyone, and welcome to So Many Games at a Time. My name is Joachim, and today we'll be playing Brazil Imperial. Now, in a previous video, I had said that I would not play solo, but in the end, I'm playing solo. Mostly because of time constraints and so on, but also because they released a new solo map on a BGG that looks a little bit more interesting than the one in the rulebook. So, yeah, that's why I decided to do this. So in this scenario, they say that you have to be France with Napoleon, and you're trying to conquer Rio de Janeiro. There are three things that you have to do. First one is, first of all, advance the eras, which you always have to do, and complete your era 3 mission card, which you always have to do as well. Well, someone has to. Own all your units on the map. I think that means all your units have to be on the map, I imagine. Because I don't think your unit can be on the map and then you don't own it. So that's how I interpret it. Conquer the city of Rio de Janeiro, which is here. Okay, so basically solo has the same rules as multiplayer, only it's a little bit different when you're fighting because they will get an extra combat card depending on if there are units or buildings there. And you can see they start with two cities. These are these two here that are there. So yeah, the AI will also not attack. They'll be very static. They won't do anything basically. They're just waiting for you to conquer them. But you only have 22 turns. So the way I need to count my turns is I think I'm going to have to take some dice to keep track of how many turns I'm doing. That'll be the easiest way. So I'll do that in a bit. And yeah, that's basically it. I'm going to have to make sure that I have at least one military unit here on Rio de Janeiro to make sure that I can win. All right. And then if I win, I doubt it to be honest, but if I win, I'll just add up my victory points and then compare with other players online potentially. Okay, so this is the map. Once again, you see it here. I start here. This is my palace, and my goal is to conquer this. I could potentially completely ignore this. That's perfectly fine. I just need to be able to conquer this one, get all my units out there, and finish my level 3. So what are the three things that I've chosen? Well, before I do that, I will give you a very quick rundown about how the game works. You'll notice a bunch of stuff is similar. Like if you've played Scythe before, it is a bit similar in that regard. So first of all, you have the 3 eras and you have these 3 action markers. So for example, this is the era 1 action marker. If I start, or when I start, I will be placing it on one of these actions at the bottom. Now you can see I have a little mention here. It's just to remind me that Napoleon has a special ability that if I go there, the first time I go there, I get to draw an extra combat cards. These are here. And then of course I'll just put it back here just to make sure I remind it myself. So if I go here like this, right, that means I do the deploy action. That means I can buy one of these and then put it in my capital or a city. At the moment, I only have a capital, no city yet, so it would go here. And then I can move around with it. But all these units, when you reveal, they have a victory points underneath them. And even if they die in the course of the game, they'll just come back to my inventory. They won't lose their points. But then the monarch, for example, they have different powers, all of them, right? So the cavalry, for example, can take people with him, and so on. The grenadiers can shoot from a distance, and the monarch allows you to build cities where the monarch is. That's also the only way you can build a city. You can see it here. It's right there. So just like Scythe, your next turn, you cannot choose the deploy action again. You have to choose one of the others. So you then move it to the right or anywhere you want, but I'll just explain what all the actions do. So you have the paintings over here. You can see they are divided as well in 3 different sections because your era cards will sometimes refer to these as well. Like you have to have 2 pink ones or 2 blue ones or whatever. The top left corner, you see the cost. This is any resource. Here, this means science, might also be gold and so on. And of course, they all give you abilities, sometimes one-off, sometimes it will have a continuous effect. It also has points, victory points at the bottom right. So that's one way to get the cards. Then we have build. You can see here you have the tiles. These are double-sided. For example, you have a trading post. On the other side, you have the sawmill. But they do have different construction costs. The costs you see here at the bottom. For example, a sawmill can just be any good. So I start with 1 wood, so I could use that to build a sawmill. The trading post would be 1 wood and then another resource. So I cannot start off by building a trading post. Now, first of all, it says here as well at the bottom you have the wood. That means I can only build it on a place where there is wood. Now, you might have already seen it, but there's a card here, Leopoldina, that says you can build on any terrain type and your existing buildings. So basically, it no longer matters what the ground is, the bottom is, the territory. It doesn't matter if you have her. You can just build whatever you want, wherever you want. Whatever you want, wherever you want. So, sawmill and trading post, you need to have a forest there. For a cane field and a farm, it needs to be grassland. A cane field is just 1 wood. Farm is wood and anything else. So then you have, these are the era 1 cards. Once you finish your era 1 card, you will have the access to the era 2 buildings, and once you finish your era 2 card, you have access to the era 3 buildings. Of course, they'll become more expensive, but you'll be able to do more stuff. And once you build it, for example, let's say I build a sawmill here, I would immediately put on 2 wood, and then I can use that wood for further construction. Okay, and then so I could just take it off and also use this one, for example, if I wanted to build something else. All right. So that is how build works. Then you have renovate, and that actually continues, has a lot to do with the buildings that you already have. Because let's say I have this here, the renovation I can't do anything because it has resources on top of it. But let's say I used the resources and these are gone, then I can renovate. What does it mean? I can make it produce and put 2 wood, because you can see at the top here 2 wood, or I can flip it. So I can flip it and it becomes a trading post, and there'll be 1 wood and 1 gold. So even if you can only afford, for example, to build a farm, later on, maybe you can flip it into a cane field, or the other way around, actually. So that makes it easy to change strategies on the fly if you need specific goods, okay? Just remember, when you renovate, that is only like 1 building, okay? It's not all of your buildings. When you renovate, you can only do 1 building at a time. Also, you can say, whoa, 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 whoa. What if you, for example, here have the foundry, which has to be built on a gold location, but then you have a plantation that has to build on grassland. Can you still flip it? Yes. Terrain requirements don't matter when you flip it, okay? Then you have manufacturer. Manufacturer is very simple. You have also very, very reminiscent of Scythe. You have these goods here. You can see them all what they are. You have sugar and other kind of stuff, whatever. I'm not going to go over it. You pay the cost here, for example, 2 wood for this one. And then you can place, gives you 2 victory points, and you can place the cube on any of the cube-shaped places. And if you place it there, from then on, if you do the action, you will get the bonus action as well. For example, this makes renovate free, because I forgot to mention that renovate actually costs 1 resource to renovate. But if you have a cube here, it is free. And all of these have special abilities that way. For example, if you go to deploy, then of course you need to have one of these 2. Then you get an extra unit to deploy, and you get an extra combat card. If you have a painting, if you put one of these 2 there, for example, then any painting that requires a random resource is free, and any painting that requires a gold, you can also pay for 1 resource. And it keeps going like this. Build, that means that you can, any resource can be used to pay construction costs that normally require specific resources. Okay. Manufacture, we'll talk about that. No, that's what we're talking about now. Basically, reduces the cost of a product by 1 resource. So basically, resources are not gold and science. So these are gold and science. The rest are resources. These 2 are not. Okay, so you can't do that. Then we have harbor. Basically, when you do the harbor action, which I'll explain in a second, you'll get a gold card. So you see it here. And then also in trade, there's nothing here. Okay, so what does Harbor do? Harbor allows you to just get a resource of your choice, but of course when it's upgraded you also get a gold card. Gold cards basically give you good stuff. Could be endgame scoring, could be an instant reward, could be an extra action, whatever. Trade, you can see here, trade is actually quite important. When I played the first time, wasn't recorded. When I played the first time, I never used trade, but actually trade is a very good way to quickly get science, gold, and a gold card as well, because these cards tend to be quite powerful. More about them later. So yeah, basically Scythe is, moving all around. Putting these stuff here to get bonuses is also typically Scythe. Also, you can see at the bottom, you have move actions, like special move actions, because after you do the action here, you also have a free movement action. But on top of that, you also get the action at the bottom of what you've been doing. So this one is you can move a military unit to your capital. This one is you can move a unit onto an adjacent forest. So this one is you can move a unit onto one of your adjacent building or city tiles. That's pretty visible, right? You can move a unit onto an adjacent space that borders the edge of the map, or a water tile, which of course is pretty good because we have so much water now. So the edge or water. This is the gold mine hex. You can put it on top of it. And this one will allow you to battle. So basically, if you are defending, you get +2 combat strength. If you're attacking, you get +1 combat strength. So if you're planning to attack, it might be good to do the harbor or trade action beforehand to bolster your forces. All right. And then I forgot to mention a couple of things. First of all, cities, because here we have cities. Now, once again, you can only build a city when you have a monarch. And then you can choose one of the top 2 here. You can see the cost of what the city costs, but then you also see the points. And cities are good for the main reason that when you bring out your units, you can immediately put them in the city. So if I build a city here, for example, suddenly I'm way closer to attack. And I only have 22 rounds, so pretty necessary. We also have palaces, right? So when I complete one of my 3 era cards, right, then I'm allowed to place a palace on the map. Now, cannot just be any palace because they have requirements. For example, if I want to build this one, it has to be on a building. That's it, just a building. This one, however, has to be on era 1 building, on an era 1 or an era 2 where I can place it. This one has to be on a plantation. This one has to be on a farm. And this one has to be on a city. But of course, they also give a lot of bonuses underneath. And most of the time, you're going to choose the one that fits closest to your strategy. Another thing is that these bonuses can give you one-offs or also at the end of the game scoring, endgame scoring. One more thing here is you can see these question marks. These are exploration tiles. You explore them by moving military units on top of them. Can be a bunch of different stuff. Can also be enemies, like local tribes or whatever. But it's okay if your unit is on there. You have to choose to attack them. You can just be on top of there and then not do anything if you're not strong enough. You can't just go on there and suddenly lose your unit. So that's not a problem. I think I've gone over just about everything. I should also say that gold can be any resource and science can be anything. Yeah, I think that's also very important to say. Also, if I take over one of these locations, I can actually use the resources and have production there as well, if that happens. Okay, so let's take a look at what these guys do before we start the game, because I think we're just about there. The immigrants, they allow me to place any product in any arch upgrade. So basically when I do manufacture and I get these, I can put it wherever. I'm not limited to the shape, which of course is really good, and they're quite cheap. Well, they're all kind of cheap. There's also cards that are free. But I still think Leopoldina is this shining star here because you can build it wherever, which makes strategy a lot easier. You're not confined to the spaces. You have the Duke of Caxias, or Casillas. He gives you +1 combat strength in combat, which is also good because I'll be fighting, I have to get rid of them. Machado means gold cards can be used as science in any payment. and you can see science is used in 3 of the military units, and also in building an academy later on. Or just getting these guys. You have Coroados, which means you can place action tokens from previous eras here at any time to gain a bonus. Because if the first era ends, you will flip this over, and you can see here it has a plus. I think this means, if I'm not mistaken, you can look at one of the tiles. You just choose where to put it, for example here, and then whenever you do this action, you can do that action too. And the second era, it is get an extra combat card. Third era, of course, is nothing, because that's where the game will end. So instead of doing that, you can just put it there, get 2 points for the first one, get 2 gold cards for the second one. Then you have D. Isabel. So she allows you to put a palace on the map, 1-time ability, so you can get an extra palace on the map, which of course is also pretty sweet. They're actually all good, but I guess it's going to depend on what we're going to do. Napoleon here, I always said that if I do the deploy action the first time, I can get 2 combat cards, because he can use combat cards as a resource. 1 combat card is a general resource, 2 combat cards can be used as science, so that's also good. And then my 3 era cards, I have commerce. Difficulties were made to be overcome. The Baron of Maui. So I need to have 2 paintings and 2 trading posts. So potentially I could build 2 sawmills, flip them, and also just get 2 cards. So that should be quite easy to get. And then of course you get a palace. Level 2 is I need to have 3 military units, which I should have anyway, because I need to fight, and 2 pink paintings. So potentially these 2 can already be pink, and then I already have the middle covered, and I need to have 1 city. So I need to get my monarch out, otherwise I can't build a city. And then finally, I need to have 4 units on the map and own 2 blue paintings, and then also have 2 buildings from the 3rd era. So yeah, once again, 22 turns is not going to be easy, but we're going to try. It is time to begin. So there's 2 things I want. I want to have Leopoldina, got my eye on her, and I want to have a painting, but of course, but I want to build a sawmill. So what I'm going to do first is do the build action, spend my wood to build a sawmill next to my capital, which puts 2 wood here. And yeah, I didn't take the dice. I need to get the dice to count my turns. So that was the first turn. All right. So normally I have a free movement action, but obviously that's not going to happen because I don't have any units. So I cannot move anything if you don't have a unit. So my next turn will be getting that painting. So I'm spending 1 wood to get Leopoldina. There we go. So I'll put her here. So from now on I can build on any terrain type and your existing buildings. So you can cover up your buildings that you already have with a new building. So the new thing that comes out is the Amazon, which basically gives you 1 science, 1 time. And this is a pink card, of course, so I'm already 1 step towards my first 2 era cards. Once again, can't do really much, so that's my second turn already. There's no movement. I cannot afford any units yet because it's gold and science that I need, which of course I don't have yet. So I'm going to build another sawmill next to the one that I already have. So spend my 1 wood to build another one here, because remember, it doesn't matter what I have underneath. Okay, thanks to Leopoldina. That is my 3rd turn. Wow, time flies when you're having fun. So now I still just have 2 wood. So I should do something else. I could renovate. Yeah, I'm going to renovate. Put 2 wood on here. Yeah, there's a reason for that. Put 2 wood on here. Then, so that's number 4. Then I'm going to trade. So the 4 resources I have, I'm going to get rid of them. And instead, I'm going to get a gold card, a gold, and a science. So I have a gold, a science, and a gold card. And the gold card is In hoc signo vinces. At the end of the game, exchange 3 combat cards for 3 victory points. Not really what I want, because I want to win the scenario. I don't really care about endgame scoring, to be honest. I just want to be able to beat it. So in that case, the gold card doesn't really do me a lot of favors. So I guess that was my 5th turn already, because I should remind myself. So I built, I painted, I built, I renovated, and then now I did that. Yeah, so that's 5. So I'll change it at the start of my turn. So, or when I finish my turn. Okay, let's keep it the same way. So now for my 6th turn. Oh, but for renovate I was supposed to. I already cheated, because for renovate I was supposed to pay 1 good. Yeah. So this goes back to number 4. This goes back here. These 2 go back, and then there were 2 here. And then if I renovate this, I actually have to spend 1 and put 2 on top. So spend 1 and put 2 on top, so I have 3 after the renovation. I don't have 4. So I can't do the trade I want to do yet. So I have to do something else. I can, of course, build something that only requires 1 wood. That would also be good enough. I could build a cane farm, a cane field, but do I really need it? I don't really need any of that per se. Painting is not going to give me anything. Well, it can give me 1 science. Give me 1 science. Yeah, science is good because I can bring out my cavalry and then basically start exploring, which is a good way to get this and also to go there. Yeah, it is a bit tricky. I could also manufacture because I have 2 wood, which means I can take this and make renovate free. I'm going to do that. I'm going to manufacture, use my 2 wood, get this one here and put it on renovate. So from now on, renovate is free. So that's my 5th action. And then my 6th action will be renovate again, but that feels like it's also like a 0 sum. Yeah, I'm going to renovate, but I'm going to flip it over. So my sawmill becomes a trading post. So I have wood and gold. So I'm once again 1 step closer to commerce. And that was free. So now I can do something else. That was my 6th action. So I could build another sawmill, but I don't have enough resources then. No, I'm just going to deploy. Yeah, that was the plan all along. So I deploy, so this goes away. I get 2 combat cards. So I get Enrique Diaz +2, that's really good. And I get Lure. This card can be used as 1 gold in any payment. Oh, awesome. I'll put these guys here. So I will immediately use Lure and use it as payment to pay for my Corsair. Oh, actually, just put my Monarch out. Yeah, I just put my Monarch out and pay 2 gold. This one is now here. And that is the end of my 7th turn. So 7 now. But I can still move actually, because now I have my Monarch. So I did this. That's kind of useless, but I can move once. So I'm going to move down because I want to explore, see what that is. Okay. Then is the 8th turn. So I have 2 goods left. I could build another trading post, or I could build another sawmill, which would give me 4, so I can do what I did before. Or I could go and get the Amazon, which would give me science, but gives me the 2 paintings I need. Yeah, I'm going to do that. So I'm going to get a painting. I'm going to get the Amazon for 1 wood. here, this one. There we go. For 1 wood. And reveal a new card, which is the Sea Dragon. So it requires cotton, and cotton can be used as gold or any resource in any payment. Oh, that's cool. Anyway, so I did that. Got the painting. Of course, I get science. And then I get to move again. The monarch can jump here, first of all, and then... Oh, wait. No. Move down, and then that's it. Because this just means jump on top of it, but it's already passed. So that was my 8th turn. Then I will deploy again, because I can get the cavalry out. And the cavalry can actually take the monarch along when it moves. And I get a card. 1 only this time. If you have units on an adjacent space, gain 2 combat strength, otherwise +1. So it's also pretty good. I'll put my resources here. So then I can move. I have a free movement action. And I'm going to leave my cavalry there for now. I'm going to just use this to explore this one. And it is done, 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 done. Unknown species. So does that mean I can just take it? Yep, I just take it, and it gives me 1 point at the moment. If I find more of them, if I have 2, I get 3 points. If I have 3, I get 5 points. So this is there. And that'll be my... Actually, then I will use this extra action to recall it here to come back. Because the cavalry can take it with... can take the monarch with him anyway. And my idea is to get across the ocean and build a city there. So I can choose where I put my military. So I think that was the end of the 8th turn. Or not. I'm just going to guess it was 9. Yeah. I'm really not good at these end turn things. I should have something that goes like hop, 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 back to the front. That would be better. Okay, so next turn. I have 1 science that I actually used to get this cavalry out, so I don't have that anymore. So I just have 1 wood at the moment. It's not a lot. But with 1, I can, of course, always renovate and flip the sawmill. Yeah, it's perfect. I renovate, I flip the sawmill. That now becomes a trading post. Wood and gold on top of it. And now I have completed my era card. Here, commerce. Difficulties were made to be overcome. Baron of Maui. So 2 paintings, check. 2 trading posts, check. So that is now done. And I get to place 1 of these. So of course I only have level 1 buildings. So I can only build the top one, the second one, and that is it. I cannot build any of the other ones, just the top 2. The first one would give me 1 sugar. At least I think it's sugar, right? The green stuff is sugar. It is a cane field, so it's probably sugar cane. Yeah, sugar cane, yeah. So it's 1 sugar cane, and then 1 cube. So I can put the other cube out. That would then make the harbor a little bit more interesting because you get a gold card and a good. Yeah. This one will give me a gold card and then 1 point for every foundry I have at the end of the game. Of course, I could start building foundries now. That is true. And the gold card, well, we know what it is, but I guess I shouldn't know what it is. But otherwise, I wouldn't have taken it anyway because I don't have any foundries yet. So out of those choices, I think I would take this one. And I will put it here. And that means from now on, I can know. I'll lay it flat maybe for you guys to see. So from now on, I can no longer flip this over because there's a building on top of it. I'll just put it upright because otherwise it's weird. So I get 1 sugarcane and I can place a cube, which of course I have to place it in the only available option, which is the harbor. I probably should have just gotten the immigrants. That would have been way better than the Amazon, honestly, looking back. So I've done the renovation. Now I still can move alongside the edge and then have a free action. So what are they going to do? You're going to move along the edge and then go forward. And then I need to check movement over the ocean. I couldn't find a specific rule that doesn't allow me to go over the ocean, so I think I will be able to. Alright, so that was a 10th turn. I'm halfway, almost, and I'm only there. But, okay, so I should have 3 military units. At the moment I have 2. 2 pink paintings. I do have 2 pink ones, yeah. So, and a city. So I need a city and a 1 military unit. At the moment I could bring out a unit because I have the 1 gold here. So that would work, but actually I want to build a city first. So I need to get this one across the ocean to build a city there. So it will be faster if I renovate it, but I can't do that right now. So it's going to be a little bit slower, but then it's going to be pop there. So that's good. So I think I am going to... So I just go to the harbor to get any good that I want. So I can build... I can actually build a foundry now. That'll give me 2 gold, which is nice. Because gold can be used for anything. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to build. Because gold can be used for anything, and if I need to build these cities, it's going to cost me. So I'm going to build here a foundry. Hub. So foundry costs 1 wood and then anything, any resource. So I'll use 2 wood. So that gets me 2 gold here. That's the build action. And then these can jump on top of a building actually, which they will do. And then they have the regular movement, they'll go here. So, and then next time, boom, boom, we'll be able to build for sure. And then they can still explore. That's fine. Okay, so that is the next action. So that's 11. Then I shall, because I have 3 gold now, but I need to have at least 4. So I should find a way to get more stuff. Renovate, I can still do it here to produce. So I'm going to renovate, and that is get a gold and a wood here. There we go. And then once again I can move. So these will move ocean or strait. So boom, boom, they're there. So now I'll be able to build a city. But building the city will leave me broke. Oh no, it's 4. I have 5. Okay, it won't leave me broke. Okay, so I need 3 military units. I have 2 at the moment. Yeah, I'll be able to do Regency really quickly actually. So I am going to build a city. So the city I will build, it doesn't make a difference. Oh, this, yeah, I'll do Sao Vicente because they want to have sugarcane. So I'll build Sao Vicente underneath here. Boom. So that is 1 sugarcane, 1 wood, and then 2 gold. There we go. And because it's not ready yet. It's not ready yet. And then I build. So he can jump on top of a building, but it's not there, and can move once. So they'll both explore down, maybe. Or they'll explore up. That way when they come back they can... but he can only pick up 1 item, 1 unit. So in that case, well, I'll leave it anyway. It's 2 points and it says culture. I think I have to build on top of it to get it. When revealed, leave it on top of the same hex. The first player to build something here earns 2 victory points at the end of the game. Alright, cool. So that doesn't really help me all that much. So they're on top here. So that was my 12th action. Alright, so I'm down to 2 gold. I need science, so I need something that produces science. That would be church, but then I need a plantation, and academy requires science as well. So I need to get my hands on some science. Machado, he would give me a gold. He would let me use gold cards as science, so that would help a tiny little bit. But bringing out a unit would allow me to build a building. So this building, I need to have plantation, can't use it. This one, need to have a farm, can't use it. This one needs to be on a city, have a city, and that would give me I think, a combat card, and then points for my military units. Yeah, a combat card and then points for my military units, which I guess is okay, but I'd rather have like instant rewards. The farm is kind of good because it allows me to get one of these for free. Manufacturer. Well, no, you got just points for each manufacturer stuff. So it doesn't really matter. Okay, I'm going to go to the... Oh, I forgot. Actually, I've forgotten. We're already in era 2. So I should have changed this and then add this so I could look at stuff. So I'm going to put it in deploy. And then go to deploy. Get a combat card. Which is... Tamandare, 2 strength. Okay, I'm really gearing up here. Tamandare, okay. Guys, move up. Give me some room. Alright, and then I will spend 1 gold to deploy my Corsair here. And then allows me to peek at this. So I'll just reveal it because I peeked at it. Minas Gerais. So basically the same thing. If I build there, I guess I get a gold coin. Alright, and then the movement is they can go back to the capital, but I don't see why. So then 1 movement, these will come down. So they're on the same hex here. Very interesting. The cavalry can take along other units. So not just 1 units. So it can be a whole band of stuff. Sadly, I don't have any science. So yeah. So that was my 13th turn. Okay. I have now fulfilled everything. I have a city, I have 3 units, and I have 2 pink cards. So I get 3 points, and I get to place another thing, which will be this one, I guess, that gives me the extra combat card. So this will be placed here. So I get a combat card. Camp. Pay resources to increase your combat strength. Use as many resources as desired. Okay. That would also be good. But we'll see. Because we're going to go down soon to get those people. Alright, so it's still my 12th turn. Because I haven't done it yet. I just realized I fixed that. So this one can be placed somewhere. I get an extra combat card when I renovate, because renovate will allow me to go faster. So I'm going to renovate. And that is exactly what I'm going to do now. I'm going to renovate. I will spawn 2 gold. No, maybe not. I will flip over my foundry and create a plantation. That will give me 2 cotton. And then I have 1 free movement and also 1 alongside the edge. So these 3 dudes are going to move along the edge. 1. And then move 1 more. 1. So they're looking to have a fight. At the moment it's 3, 5, 7 strength plus whatever here. So then you might wonder, okay, what is this strength then? A quick check here in the scenario says it has a cavalry, that's 3, and it has a building as well of 3, so it's strength 6, and it will draw a card. It'll draw 2 cards, so 6 strength plus 2 cards, so it's pretty huge. Next to it, the cannon would be 5, be 7 plus 2 cards. Here would be 4 plus 1 card. 2 cards as well. Yeah. 3 cards actually. So they're all very difficult, to be honest. So I should get more people out, because these are 4 and 4. Grenadiers are really good actually for fighting. Now the Grenadiers, they're like long distance, but can they also just join in? From what I gather, they can just join in. They just have the ability to shoot from afar, but they don't have to be shooting from afar. Okay, so that was renovate and everything. That was my 12th action. So, sorry, 14th action. And then for my 15th action, I will I want to build for the simple reason to get an academy or a church, I guess in this case first. So I'm going to build a church, and I'm going to build it on top of the gold here. So I get a gold, and then another gold, and then a science. But the gold goes to my inventory, and that costs 1 cotton and 1 gold. Yeah, so now I have a science, so it's really good. And then I can also have free movement. So I am going to attack, and I'm going to attack the science people. So once again, quick reminder, it is 3 plus 3, so that's 6 plus a card, so 7. Well, potentially. So plus 2 cards, because 1 card for unit, 1 card for the building. Yes. The sum of their combat strength plus 1 combat card for each green military unit and building tile on the hex. So they get 2 cards, and they already have 6. At the moment, I have 7, and I have these cards. So I could spend resources. Didn't I just renovate? I was supposed to get another card. Sepe Tiarahu. If you lose the combat, your opponent keeps only 1 unit on that space. The rest are defeated and plus 1 CS. Okay, I don't think I'll be defeated though. Alright, I think there's another plus 2s. I don't think it goes higher than that. So they already have 6. So the highest thing I get is 10. I have 7. So I'm going to use Tamandare and Enrique Diaz to play. So that's 4 plus 7, 9, 11. Now they will get 2 cards. The first one is Camp. Pay resources to increase your combat strength. I guess they I don't know what they do. I'll check in a second. And then here's plus 1. So let me double check the solo rules. Okay, so at the moment they have 3, 6, 7, and they can spend resources to increase their strength, while I have 11. All right, so they will need to have at least 4 resources, but they only have 3 resources, but they can use gold and science as well. So they could win the battle. But then they've lost all their resources, which is annoying to me, of course. I mean, I guess that's what they do. They use as many resources as desired, so to win. Okay, I'm just going to play it like that they actually use it. So I should have thought about that there was a possibility and then just reacted to it. Because now it is horrible. Because I have 2, 4... 7, 9, 11. That is it. And they have 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 to tie. And if they tie, they win anyway. So all they need to do is tie. Once again, I don't know if this is the actual case, but I think that makes the most sense. So, sadly for me, all my units go to my supply. They don't go back on my board. I still get the points. But they go back to my supply, and let's be honest, it's probably game over. Because I have to walk back there, I have to bring them all out again. And to bring them all out, I think it's also just a movement that you do. So basically, what I need to do now is, well, first of all, I need to add this. So we're at 15. Is upgrade the deploy, because that allows me to bring out 2 guys at once. That's what I need to do now. So to upgrade, I need to go to manufacture. I need to pay either 2 cotton or 2 what is the red stuff? 2 coffee beans. All right, so I guess I'm gonna have to renovate. So I renovate to, oh no, I can't renovate. We'll build, right? There. Oh, but I have this as well. I have that as well. So I can actually do it. So I'll do manufacture, and I will spend my science. No, I spend my gold and 1 cotton. And then I can get this one. Yeah, silk, I guess. Oh, but this one's just 1 gold. So it's much better. So I'll get my just 1 cotton and 1 gold. I'll just spend 1 gold to get the vegetables, I guess, and upgrade my deployment. Yeah. So movement then. There's nothing to move, sadly, because I haven't brought them out yet. But now it's been done. So it's 4. Oh my goodness, 16 already. It's impossible, but we'll keep going. Because I need to have 4 military units. I don't have them. I need to have 2 of these paintings. I don't have them. 2 level 3 buildings. I have 1 at the moment. So deploy. So I get 2 combat cards. Another count of U. If you have units on adjacent space, gain 2 CS. And plus 1 combat strength. Okay, so that's what I get. And also I can bring out 2 units, which will be these 2. And that is my turn. I can move, but then the problem is I want to get more units out. So they're not going to move at all. It's going to be stationary. I think I'll get a painting because I need the paintings. So I will get Coroados and spend my science. And I can put it there at any time to gain a bonus. So I'm actually going to put both of them there. So I get 2 gold cards. We already know this one is PQ points for the combat cards, which I don't care about. And this one is exchange 1 resource for 1 science and extra action. So I guess I'll use that immediately to exchange my cotton for science. Okay, that wasn't too bad, I guess. And then the action here is move on to forest, but I'm not doing that. So that is then 5, 17. Then I'll do deploy again. So to bring this guy out, but also one of the grenadiers. So I have to spend these 2, and now I'm completely broke. I have nothing anymore to bring out this guy. And then I can move. So these 4 are going to go down 1 spot. Up, there we go. And I get 2 combat cards. So another count of U, which gives me bonuses. And this is 1 gold. Lure. Okay. So we are now at 18. And apparently I only took 3 dice. So there's 4 turns left. So I'm going to remove them. It's 4 left. Okay. Of course I can't do it. I have to try to get this. I need to get 1 more brew card and 1 more building and try to defeat this here. So first of all, I need to renovate because I need to move. Oh, I can use painting as well, but I don't have science, right? So I do need to renovate. So I renovate the church by flipping it over to an academy for double science, which means these can move twice. One's on the edge and 1 free. So we're going to attack the cannon because it's the closest way to Rio. So the cannon has a value of 5, and then plus the building is 7. So they add 2 more cards to that. So I can only add 3 cards. That's the problem. So I think what I should do is not take everyone with me. Because if I don't take everyone with, well, I should count it out. 4, 7, 9, 11. So resources wise, he can only add 2. I can get 12. I can get 13 basically. Alright, I'll just use 13. I'll use these 3. Combat strength +1 so +3. So 3, 5, 7, 10, 14. He has 7. 7 plus. When defending, you may pay 1 gold to the attacker to use his card, cancel the combat, and move the attacker units back to their original space. Oh my goodness. So, they cancel the combat. Oh, they don't have. Oh, they can because they pay science. Ugh. I read this on BGG just now. So I get the gold actually. So I guess this becomes gold. Hub. And yeah, that's just it. I lose my cards that I used though. That's annoying. Okay. So I need to get this one out as well, which I can now easily do. I don't have the cards yet, so I need to have an extra blue card. This allows me to place a palace on the map, which does not help me at all. Well, it could give me a gold card though. Yeah, it could give me a gold card. Because I need to have 2 level 3 buildings. I only have 1, so I need to have a second one. But I'm probably better off getting another academy. Yeah, that would be build. But I want to have combat cards because at the moment I don't have that much combat wise. Oh, and that was a turn, of course. So I have 3 turns left. 3 turns. I need a card. I need a building. And I need to attack. Oh, and actually this card would have been drawn by them too because it draw 2 cards. But this just goes away. So it doesn't matter. So if I get a palace on the map, it doesn't do much for me immediately, but that is build. No, that's painting. But yeah, it doesn't really matter, it's just attacking. I could do deploy, get my last unit out and get 2 combat cards. That might be the best option. Because they can attack anyway. So I'll do deploy, spend these 2. Get 2 combat cards. Actually, this one I'm not spending because I'm spending lure. I get 2 combat cards, so this one is here. So the first one, MQ of Herval. Your opponent loses 2 combat strength if they are using cannons or grenadiers. Ah, cannons, cool. And then 1 strength. Okay. So that's that turn, and then I move forward. So I attack the cannon again. So once again, this time I just use I'll use Sepetiarahu because that's 1 combat. This is 2 combats, and I'll use actually these 3 actually. It's 4. Might be over the top again. Because it's 4, 8, 11, 13, 15. I guess at the moment 7. Alright, I'll just leave these 2. I'm just using him. So +2. So 2, 6, 9, 11, 13 against 7. So first card, pay resources. So they add 1. Second card, +2. So it's 2, 3, 8, 11. And I have 2, 6, 9, 11, 13. So I win. Yay, I win a combat. Yay. So they all go away. This is defeated. And I'm now here. And this becomes 2. I have 2 more turns left. Because it was 18, 20. So I still don't have the paintings. And I still don't have the buildings. So in these 2 turns, I should have a building and a painting. If I get a Rebuchsatz, I have a discount for building a building, which is perfect. So I am going to get a painting, get a Rebuchsatz for this. So he gives me a discount for when I'm building. Pay -1 resource or -1 gold when building. So that's really good. You can build +1 building, paying its cost +1 resource. Okay, so 4 units I have on the board. All my units are on the board, actually. 2 cards I have. I still need 1 building. And I can... Do I attack now or do I attack later? Actually, it doesn't really make a difference. Because I'm not going to get any cards anyway by building a building. So I'll just move in and attack now. Actually, no. I'm just going to do this. 1, 2. Because he can jump onto this. We might be able to get him there for the final attack. So then we have 3, my last turn. So of course I'm going to build because I need to. But Rebuchsatz gets -1 gold. So all I need to do is have cotton, but I can use gold for cotton. So I spend this to build a church, which gives me 2 Era 3 buildings. And I shall build it on the 2 points. So I get the 2 points here. There we go. I get a gold and science. And that triggers to the weapons. Follow me, those who are Brazilians. The Duke of Caxias. So I have 4 units, 2 blue cards, 2 level 3 buildings. That's done. So I get to place one of these palaces. This is points for these. It's only 3 points. This is 2 for each plantation. That's only 2 points. This is 1. So yeah, basically it has to be this one. But I can't because I don't have that building. I don't have a farm. So this is 2 points. This is only 1 point, but a gold card. I'm going to go for the gold card. You never know if it gives me anything. So I put it on the trading post here. I get a gold card. Deploy 1 archer, banderante, corsair, or templar paying its costs. But, you know, they're all here, so it doesn't matter. So because I did build... this one can jump onto a building as a free action, and then all of them as the main free action will attack Rio. So it's the monarch. Oops. The monarch has how much? The monarch has... Come on. Monarch has only 2. And the city has 5, so it's also 7 and draw 2 cards. So obviously I'm going to get my max points, which will be... I have 2 resources to spend, so that could be potentially 2. So this is potentially 2. Well, I might do it anyway. So that's 2. So plus 2. 3. 4. So plus 4. So 4, 8, 12, 15, 17, 19 attack against 7. So let's see. Let's see what they have. 2 cards. If you lose a combat, your opponent keeps only 1 unit on that space. The rest are defeated and plus 1. Okay, that's fine. Oh, it's not fine. Oh, that makes me lose. And when defending, you may pay 1 gold to cancel the combat. Oh my god. So both of them screw me over. Of course they're going to pay the gold. They don't have the gold. They can't pay. But they can do this. Your opponent keeps only 1 unit on that space. The rest are defeated and plus 1. So that means they are defeated. But I only keep 1 unit here. Everything else is gone. Everything else is gone. Which means I can't win the scenario. Because, I mean, the game ends here. This is it. This is the 4. So, 22nd turn. because it says here, advanced eras, so I did that. Own all your units on the map. I guess that means, once again, you have to put them on the map. So because of that one card, Sepetiarahu, it screwed me over. Yeah. So, yeah. Honestly, this is a shit card. It's I feel I won because this is just silly. I kind of feel like that. So, but I think this game, I think I played it correctly. I'm not sure about the turns. Maybe I used an extra turn, maybe not. I didn't use my guy's power that much, but not at all actually. Just in the beginning, get an extra card. But yeah, I feel like I won because I did everything else that I'm supposed to do. You know, I conquered everything. But it is, I think in these scenarios you have to make a beeline for the capital, because if you spend time attacking the others, it's a waste of time basically. But I like the game though. The game is cool. Really enjoyed it. Yeah. Leopoldina, you are my MVP for sure. Sorry. 3, 2, 1. They're all actually good. I only regret the Amazon. It would have been better to get Machado actually, because the gold cards were okay, but you know, I don't know. Maybe I should just calculate my victory points, just in case. Although I think purely according to the letter of the law, I lost because of the Sepetiarahu. But yeah. Let's see, what is the end game scoring here. So military units deployed. So 4, 8, 11, 13, 15. Okay. Products manufactured. So 15, 17, 19, 21. Paintings acquired. So 21, 23, 26, 28, 30. And then there's 2 more here. So 32. Era 1 and 2 mission cards revealed. So 32. So these 3. So 32 plus 3. So 35. Plus 3, 38. Plus 1, 39. Alright. I'll actually be writing it down actually. But yeah, out of my head. It's fine. 39. Gold cards. Nothing. And I can exchange 3 combat cards, but I don't have them because these are discarded. So still 39. That does nothing. Exploration tiles. Okay, 39, 41 and 42. And then palaces, so 42. 1 for each. I don't have them anymore, so there's nothing. 42. 1 for each deployed on the map. So 42, right? 43. And then building city tiles in your position. So 43, including seized. So this is actually given back up. So 43, 48, 51, 56, 58, 60, 62, 64. 64 points. Yeah, 64 points. Okay. That is if I won. If I lost, then yeah. But anyway, they say the solo mode is just to learn the game, to get used to it. And I think so, definitely. Be very interesting to play this with other people and see what that would be. For example, playing this with 4 people on this map, for example. Although the combat chances are low because you're pretty far away from everybody. So I guess it's more like a solitaire game that you're all playing. But then here, chance of combat 2, chance of combat 1. I guess 3 players is a sweet spot maybe. Although according to BGG, with 4 is best. So, but yeah, no, I like it. It's cool. Definitely strategic. But now we have limited turns, of course. But it's also a race, right? Because you're trying to get these cards done. Because whoever finishes their last card ends the game, which doesn't necessarily mean you win the game because it's all about points and getting those buildings out and everything. But I like the comboing here as well. But once again, how I played now, I don't think it's going to be comparable to multiplayer because you really need to focus so heavily on military here. It is a lot of points though. You know, what did I have? 68 or something as 4, 8, 11, 13, 15 points. It's quite a lot. And these palaces can really push you in a certain direction for extra points. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's cool. I can't wait for the Atoma because the Atoma is definitely coming. And maybe I will do another playthrough double-handed and play with 2. The only downside is with the combat cards, you know. It's not exactly secret if you do like that. So that won't be a good good portrayal of how it would normally be, unless you just randomize the cards they use, but then that would make sense. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not going to make any promises, but if there's an Atoma, definitely I'll do it. Okay, I think I'm going to stop here. Yeah, because even though I like it, I want to play with other people and then see what happens. Yeah, it's pretty nice. I like it. Brazil, Imperial. I was Joachim, always will be, and this was So Many Games All the Time. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Okay, bye-bye.